Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to distress your text or image in Cricut Design Space. I went ahead and inserted an image and text for my examples. Now I'm just going to insert an SVG of a grunge texture I made. Since I'm showing you two examples, I'm going to copy the texture. I think you're going to be surprised at how easy this is to do. I'm going to start with the text since it's all one color. Because the texture and text are the same color, I'm going to change the color of the texture so I can see the placement better. Now I'm just going to adjust the sizing on the texture until it is the size I want. Because this is a larger word, it looks like I'm going to need to use the texture more than once to cover the letters how I want. If you have to do this, make sure you copy the texture at the size you are using so that it matches throughout your design. I like to carefully check over where the texture pieces hit on the design so that the texture won't be taking any large chunks out that would make it hard to read. After you are satisfied with how it's placed, make sure your texture is on top of your design, then select your design and the texture and hit Slice. Now you have two parts to delete, the grunge and the part we sliced out. For this, I think it's easier to see what you're deleting by using the Layers panel to select your pieces to delete. Now I'm just going to repeat these steps until my word is done. Now for the sunflower. This design has two different colors in it, so we will need to ungroup the layers and do each color individually. Even though I ungroup the layers, I'm going to keep them on top of each other so that I can easily see where the texture will go on the next colored layer so that the deleted pieces will match. Now I'm just going to repeat the same steps as before. On this one, you might have to rearrange your layers so that they're in the correct order when you're done. When it looks good, select both layers and hit Group. And that's it. Now you can easily add a grunge effect to a single or multiple layered design in Design Space. I made this texture with shapes that aren't too small or difficult so that your design will still be easy to read. However, you can always make the texture larger or smaller by adjusting the size to get the distressed effect you want. You can always duplicate the texture and use multiple copies of it on one design if you want your grunge look smaller and therefore need to cover more area. If you want to give this technique a try, be sure to check the description box for a link to download this grunge texture for free. I'll also be sharing details on where you can get this design and font. Leave any questions you have about Design Space, SVGs, or fonts below and I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks so much for watching.